Tell me you love me. Tell me you want me. Excite me. Dazzle me. Dazzle. Like me. Like me.
Hey guys! So piggybacking off my last video, today's video will be a review of Avengers Endgame because I saw that the day that it came out. Not the midnight showing, but I did see it at like 4 the day that it came out. Funny story, didn't pay for that ticket. Somebody gave it to me for free, which was the most unexpected thing that's ever happened to me in my life. So, I'm really hot. Are y'all fucking hot? I'm hot. And my camera is fully charged this time, but last time I lost my charger, so I had to buy a new one, wait for it to get delivered, accidentally bought the wrong one, had to return it, buy the right one, and then finally I was able to charge my camera. Yeah. That's my life in a nutshell, basically. I'm really fucking hot. I can't even turn my fan on, because then, you know, the noise. Hang on. Whew. I'm back. I feel better now. That shirt was really heavy. Excuse me, and I'm drinking coffee. No wonder I'm fucking hot. So yeah. And I did write down all my biggest issue plot points because I am trying to write a blog post. It's taking me for fucking ever because for the life of me, I cannot sit down and concentrate for more than 20 minutes to write something down. But I say I'm a writer. What the fuck? Anyway, so my first main issue is actually not an issue with Endgame per se. It's an issue that I had with Infinity War that just carried over into Endgame, which was none of the main people died. And I know you're looking at me like, what do you mean everybody died? Fucking Scarlet Witch, half of the whole population died. Like, blah, blah, blah. Bucky died. I know. Black Panther died. I know they did. But if you actually think about it, the main Avengers that have been in every single Avengers movie, all of them fucking lived. Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Hulk, Thor. They all fucking lived. Every one of them. Everybody else were people that they gained. Like, nobody from the main core died. Like, I would have loved to have seen in Endgame Steve having, you know, dissolved away. And then Bucky has to be the one to go fight for him, to go try to save him, to go try and find him. I would have loved that. It would have brought, I think, a better emotional feeling to the movie if it had been one of the main ones and that somebody they loved was left and they had to fight for them. But that's just me. So yeah, leading into it I had that problem. And then I know I said in Captain America that I loved her introduction, her after scene credit introduction into the Endgame, but that was it. That was literally it. She had no other introduction. Nothing. Like Endgame, if you didn't see that end credit scene, which I know some of y'all are like, well, every hardcore fan saw that. I'm like, the real fans did. I know that they did. But I've also seen people asking me, oh, do I have to have seen Infinity War to go see Endgame? Like, yes, bitch. Yes, you did. So, I can guarantee you that some of the people that went to see this movie did not watch that end credit, did not watch Captain America. They have no idea who the fuck she is, what her powers are. And without knowing any of that stuff, why is she immediately trusted by the Avengers? Why do they immediately rely on her? Why is she then part of Black Widow's little like protection universe force or whatever it was that she was doing? Like, why is she a part of that? Why does she come and like basically help save the day in the end? Like, why? They didn't make us like her in Endgame. They didn't give the audience an opportunity to like her if they hadn't seen Captain Marvel. And I know a lot of people didn't see Captain Marvel before they saw Endgame. So that pissed me off because it was like, bro, why are you doing this to my girl Carol? And then they didn't utilize her as much as I think they could have. Like, you know, I've heard the argument, like, Extime was like, oh, you know, we don't know how powerful she really is, or like, you didn't want her to go in there and then just automatically like win and then the movie's over really fast. And I'm like, I understand that, but she has all this knowledge about like other worlds and space and other galaxies and stuff. Like, her and Thor could have like teamed up and been like, oh, this race, blah, 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 this race can help us with this race will help us, like, and create an even bigger army to go after Thanos. Like, it's just, or something, you know, something. They could have used her for something more than, like, the 10 minutes she was in the fucking movie. Like, But yeah. And then they didn't use Rocket either. They didn't use Rocket. Rocket is so fucking smart. They could have used more of him. Like, they just could have used a lot more of the characters that they didn't, that they had. Like, Nebula could have used Nebula a lot more too. She was one hardcore bitch. Let me just say that. And then 20 minutes into this movie, I knew they were going to do time travel. And I was so over it already. Because time travel in itself is overused, overdone, and just they couldn't have thought of anything more original than that. They really couldn't have done that. And then they made this big thing about, oh, well, our time travel isn't the way you think the time travel is. But then they didn't actually explain how the time travel worked. So, like, I've talked to multiple people who are so confused about, like, how their time travel worked. And the way I understood it was they're going back in time, right? It's like time's linear, right? So they're going back in time to here. They're taking the time stones and then they're taking them to the future. But the way I understand the way they half-assedly explained it was them taking them didn't change anything because the past is already set in stone. So that even going back and changing it doesn't change anything because, you know, their memories didn't alter. You know, nothing that they changed in the past changed anything about how their future was when they came back with the stones. So then I'm to assume that them messing with the past didn't actually change their future because the past, no matter what they did to it, is set in stone. And the way that they ensured that it was going to be set in stone is in the end when Steve, he goes back and he returns all the Infinity Stones so that in actuality, none of the past was ever changed because he went back and, like, put back what they took. If that makes sense. Or I'm just completely wrong. I don't know. That's, again, they didn't explain it properly in the movie for me to understand completely. So, there's that. That's two things with the time travel thing that was irritating. And then, I know people are going to be mad when I say this, but it didn't need to be that fucking funny. And it was funny. Like, that is America's ass. That was funny. Like, most of their jokes in here was funny. Oh, I thought you were Care Bear. Maybe I am. That was funny. It was. It was a funny movie, but it didn't need to be funny. Like, if you wanted to be funny, they could have used Rocket as their comedic relief because his sarcasm is hilarious. He always has something to say, and and the way he delivers his lines is hilarious as crap. You could have used him for that. But instead, they had these running jokes that felt like they didn't belong in the scenes that they put them in. Like, you have a very serious scene and then, oh, here's a joke to lighten the mood. No. Just give me the serious scene and continue with the movie. And then, instead of using somebody's actual, you know, who has that personality like Rocket to be the comedic relief, they had Thor be the fucking comedic relief, which would have been fine because Chris Hemsworth can do a funny guy. But they made Thor the joke because he was fat. Which is so wrong on so many levels because you don't fat shame people. Like, it's 2019. Grow the fuck up. You don't fat shame people, right? And then they made his depression and anxiety into jokes. Like, it's not fucking funny. Like, obviously he's traumatized. Obviously he failed. He couldn't save his people, couldn't save his friends, couldn't save his brother, then couldn't avenge his brother. Why is it a fucking joke that he has all these struggles? Why is it a joke that he let himself go so bad that he, like, can't even function? Why is that a joke? It's not a joke. And they treated it like it was a joke. And it's not funny. I didn't think it was funny at all. And then everything else with Thor was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Because you have Ragnarok. He's finally accepted that, you know, he has to lead these people. He's accepted his place as king. He's accepted that I need to take care of these people. These are my people. I am responsible for them. I love them. I'm going to take care of them. And then he just gives them away. Gives them away to Valkyrie. Doesn't give a flying fuck. And I'm just like, what? What? Like, he literally let his world blow up to save the remaining Asgardians, but then he's just going to give them away. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And then it was nice. It was really nice watching him talk to his mom and like realize that even though he's depressed, he failed in this fight, he didn't avenge Loki, he was still worthy, and that's amazing. Even when you're depressed, even when you're anxious, even when you think you failed everything and everyone, you're still worthy. And that was a really good message, I think. But I don't think a lot of people are going to get that message from it because they made it before that scene into a big fucking joke. So how are they going to get this message of, oh, you're worthy despite all of that, when the scenes before it, it's a joke? Like, you have to decide what you're trying to do. Like, is it a joke or is it inspirational? Is it a joke or is it inspirational? Pick one. And again, it was nice having him, like, talk to his mom and accept, like, oh, she died, trying to change it, knowing you can't. But he'd already accepted his mother's death. He'd already accepted and he'd already grown from it. And then him being who he is, even depressed, if he knows he has a fighting chance to save people, you would think that on the inside he would know that he doesn't have time to just turn around and run to the wine cellar. Like, that was another thing of them making it into a joke, because depressed people, anxious people who, even if they to their bones think, I can't do this, I can't do this, they have a clear goal, a clear need to do something, they can do it. You're basically telling people that they can't fucking do it if they're depressed. Which isn't fucking true. It's freaking ridiculous. I hated everything that they did with Thor in this movie. And then at the end, having him go off to join Guardians of the Galaxy, like, what kind of fuckery is that? And first of all, I don't even like the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And then you're gonna put my boy Thor in there? No, let's not. Let's not do that. And then one of my big things about Infinity War and Endgame is we never got the understanding of why Thanos is as strong as he is. Like, why is he so strong? Why can none of our heroes that we've seen can beat extreme odds, can beat extremely strong people? Why are none of them strong enough to beat this man? Why? What makes him so strong? And I know in the comic books, I know why he's so strong in the comic books. But if you've never read the comic books and you're just watching these movies, you have no understanding of why Thanos is as strong as he is. Like, why? Tell me why he's so strong. Why are they struggling so badly? Like, make me understand why this is a struggle for them. Why is this 2 movies? Why is he not being defeated? Like, why is this man their big enemy? And do not say it's the Infinity Stones, because even without the Infinity Stones, they were having a hard ass time beating him and his army, a hard ass time. And you would think our Avengers would have had an easier time with it. And they don't explain why he's so strong, why his army is so big. What has he been doing other than, you know, conquering planets and destroying half the population? How was he able to do that? What enables him to do that? I don't know. Tell me. Tell me, so that I understand better. I need to understand. And then the fucking Hulk. I mean, it's nice. It was nice that Banner fully accepted the Hulk. It's nice that the Hulk fully accepted Banner. But Shrek didn't need to be in this fucking movie. It didn't need to happen. Didn't need to do it. I would have preferred to have known that he fully accepted both parts of himself and just been able to, like, oh, you need this door open? Whoom, here's Hulk's hand, and then the rest of him is still Banner. Or he can be the Hulk, and then he needs to write or do something on the computer, and then, oh, here's Banner's hands, typing away, type, I'm smart, you know. But then they made him into this one green guy, which was a fucking joke. That was a joke of this movie, not Thor. The Hulk was a fucking joke. And then we had established that the Hulk was his own separate kind of person. So then, like, did he just disappear and only Banner and stuff? Like, how is that fair to the Hulk? Like, I felt like I was watching Shrek. And I couldn't take it seriously. Couldn't take it seriously. Sorry, boo-boo. And then Black Widow dying. I'm fine with that, because I can see how it was a good character ending to her story arc. I just really wish that it had been Hawkeye instead. Not because I dislike him, I actually really like him, and I understand that he has a family, which is why I think it would have been more emotional, more profound if he had made that decision to be like, I know I have my family, I'm going to sacrifice myself, I'm going to do this to get my family back, even if I can't be with them. Like, that to me seems like a bigger sacrifice than the Black Widow just dying. I mean, I know she died for her mission, she died to clear her ledger, she died for Hawkeye, she died for all of her friends and all that. Like, I understand. I just feel like it would have been a more emotional feeling to have had Hawkeye die for his family than just having Black Widow die. But, you know, that's just me. And then fucking Steve. Fucking Steve. Steve Rogers, Captain America, America's ass. Why you fucking do this to me? Why did you do this? What is with this movie in just like conveniently ignoring character growth? Like, Thor grew beyond all of this. He grew. Steve grew. He grew. He accepted that he was in the future. He accepted that Peggy was dead. He accepted that, yes, I will always love her, but she's gone. I need to move on with my life. I'm fighting for this. You know, like, because I'm not mad that he wanted to go back and live that life. It's just, it didn't really fit with his character growth, and I feel like they forced it because they couldn't think of anything more original to end his character story, because Chris Evans was done. Like, he's not doing any more Captain America movies, but they could have closed it better. They could have given his character more of a realistic closing arc. Like, why didn't you just have him die? Have him and Iron Man die. Like, die together. And then another thing, none of this is in any particular order if you haven't already noticed, but they never fully resolved their fight from Civil War. It was never fully resolved. The only thing they said was, oh, resentment is corrosive. Which is true. It fucking is. But that didn't resolve the whole issue. It didn't resolve the issue. They were never fully friends the way they were before. And it's just like, okay, so they never resolved their shit. Steve went back in the past and was going to die as an old man, and then Tony just died, but they never got their friendship back, and I'm just supposed to accept that. And then Steve just left Bucky behind. I know people say that Bucky probably knew and like Bucky was happy for him or whatever. I just don't understand. Steve's character arc, he would not just leave Bucky like that after spending years trying to get him back, after knowing that he was brainwashed, traumatized, had to do all these horrible things, that he still needs his best friend to like help him heal from all that stuff. Like, why are you then just going to leave him like that? Why couldn't you have just closed both character stories together? We're like, oh, we're going off to like live in a cabin in the woods. I don't fucking know. This is why I don't write these movies, because I don't fucking know. But I just, yeah. Okay, yeah. And honestly, I didn't see a problem with Tony dying. Like, it was really sad, but I felt like it was a perfect ending to this Marvel phase. Like, honestly, because he started this phase of Avengers, and it was very fitting that his death ended this wave of Avengers. Like, very fitting. You know, it worked. It was really sad, but I feel like that's the one death that I don't have any misconceptions about, just because I felt like it really fit. It was a good ending for his character. I mean, yeah, it sucked for his character. Like, he did all this to keep his daughter and keep his wife, and that's why he didn't want to go back in time. He wanted to bring everybody back to the present, which is another fucking thing. It's 5 years later thing. Like, how are they doing this in Spider-Man? Like, because that new Spider-Man is set after the snap, right? So Peter Parker goes back to school, and some of his classmates went away with him, but then other ones, they were here for 5 years. Like, they're in college now. They're no longer in high school. Like, how are they going to address this in the Spider-Man movie? Are they just going to ignore it? Are they going to keep all of the main characters be like, oh, you know, they all snapped away too, like, so conveniently like that? Because that is not good storytelling. It's just not. Because Paul Rudd, Ant-Man's daughter, aged up 5 years. So, like, what? Yeah. I was just, like, again, I liked this movie. I liked it, just like I liked Captain America. Not Captain America, Captain Marvel. I liked Captain Marvel in Endgame, but I did not think they were great. They weren't great. They were good, but they weren't great. And I think that's all I had to... No! One of my favorite scenes from Infinity War and Endgame was, you know, Infinity War. Oh, she's not alone. And then, the, you know, the group of women coming to help Scarlet Witch. And then Captain Marvel and Peter Parker's like, hi, I'm Peter Parker. Hi, Peter Parker. You got something for me? Yes, bitch. Slay. And then Peter Parker, I don't know how you're going to get through all of that. It's like, don't worry, she's got help. And then all of the women of Marvel pop up right there. Like, that was some bomb ass shit. Watching that in the cinema, like, yes, give me that movie. That's the movie I want to watch. Give me that movie. And then it was so fucking funny. Thanos losing. Scarlet Witch is literally about to just bang his ass out of existence. And he's just like, drop the bombs. I don't care who you were, drop the bombs. Because he can't save himself, so he needs dirty tricks to save himself, you know, whatever. And then Captain Marvel would not let go of the gauntlet. And you know what this bitch had to do? He had to grab the Power Stone and punch her away because he couldn't do it with his own goddamn strength. Poetic justice. Yeah. And I'm sorry that this video was dark, but it's 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, so there's no natural light coming from anywhere because usually it comes from this side. But yeah. So, but I'm sure everybody's going to disagree with everything that I said in the comments, but you know, that's to be expected. And if I ever get that blog post up, you'll be able to read it there and then leave your disagreeing comments on there too. But until then, I will see you guys next time in the next video that I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna come eventually. Bye.